I'm Frankie Ward, and this is the weekly Riff Review, your update on the world of League of Legends Esports. But before we begin, be sure to follow us at LoL Esports on Twitter to catch all the latest news as it happens. Now, are you suffering from a case of Medivedi withdrawal? Well, I've got some good news for you. The LEC is back. But I must warn you, the LEC is not what you remember. Between the arrival of a new rookie class, those returning from North America, and the yearly player shuffle, LEC teams look quite a bit different. Ironically though, the team everyone wanted to see most only made one change, though that one change was probably the biggest move of the entire offseason. I'm talking about none other than Rekkles joining G2 Esports. All eyes were on the former Fnatic superstar to see how he filled the shoes of G2's former commander-in-chief Perkz, who's now basking under the LA sun on Cloud9. And to the glee of G2 fans, and probably the disappointment of some heartbroken Fnatic fans, Rekkles performed great. G2 ended week 1 undefeated, with Rekkles still looking like the LEC's best AD carry.
Mad Lions playing relatively safe. That one's going to fall away. TP now coming in, however. Mad Lions setting up with the current call, getting lower. Whoa, Rekkles stole it! No! What?
It seems as if G2's unorthodox playstyle has already started to infect Rekkles, who started talking about playing weird picks like Seraphine.
It's really trying to just find like another champion to play, and I feel like I was kind of lucky in a way that I could also find the Sivir, because if I couldn't, then I don't really know what I would have ended up on. We were talking a bit about Seraphine AD carry, but...
Speaking of weird picks, week 2 of the LCK saw Udyr make his triumphant return to the region after almost 5 years. After wreaking havoc with a champ in solo queue, DRX jungler Pyosik finally unleashed his pocket pick Udyr, ending the Spirit Waker's 1,799-day hiatus from the LCK. So what prompted Pyosik to pick up the champion that was all but forgotten in the LCK? Well, it was recommended to him by JDG's star jungler Kanavi.
Well, actually, that was not on our list, but Kanavi, playing in the LPL, he kind of made this sell out to me, you know? This is really good, this is so entertaining.
Pyosik's strategy as Udyr was simple. Farm until he can buy Turbo Chem Tank, an item whose active boosts speed and emits a slow, and then runs straight at Nongshim Red Force. And it seems as though Pyosik's idea caught on, with Udyr popping up in the LCS and the LEC after the DRX jungler played him. Even Kanavi caught an Udyr ban in the LPL, and he hasn't even played it on stage yet. I cherish these Udyr games while you can, because you might regret it when he goes on another extended hiatus. Jumping over to NA, the LCS lock-in tournament finally advanced to the knockout stage. Unfortunately, the weekend's matches were all 2-0 blowouts, except for TSM versus Cloud9, which met fans' expectations with an exciting back-and-forth 3-game series. But come on, it's TSM versus Cloud9! If you hear those two names together, you're guaranteed a banger, especially since we finally got to watch Perkz and Power of Evil face off for the first time since 2017. Though by the end of the series, neither Perkz nor PoE were the main attractions. Instead, viewers' eyes were all on Cloud9 support Vulcan, whose Alistair took over the match.
HP, but in the middle of resetting, TSM continuing to walk forward. Cloud9's ready to go. Vulcan coming in, beautiful 3-man knock-up and 3 flashes instantly to get themselves away.
After beating TSM, Vulcan made sure to once again ask Cloud9 owner Jack what happens if he, and I quote, "Turbo destroys $6 billion Sword Art next year." Vulcan's $1.75 million buyout is looking like quite a steal right now, isn't it, Jack? Now the LEC has finished with its first week of the 2021 season, let's take a look at the global standings. Starting off in Europe, G2 and Rogue sit at the top of the standings as the only undefeated teams in the LEC. Cloud9, Team Liquid, Evil Geniuses and 100 Thieves are the final 4 remaining teams in the LCS lock-in tournament, with the semi-finals kicking off on Friday with 100 Thieves versus Cloud9. Over in the LCK, Gen.G and Damwon Kia suffered their first losses of the season, while KT Rolster won the first Telecom War of 2021, beating T1 last Sunday. And finally in the LPL, WE, EDG and RNG continue to sit at the top of the standings, while League champions Top Esports continue to climb up the standings after a disastrous first week. If you thought Udyr was the only jungler to return to pro play this week, I've got some news for you. Ivern's made it back to the LEC, except he wasn't clearing camps in the jungle. He was up in the top lane. Yeah, our long-limbed friend of the forest has taken his brush creating talents to the top lane, and it's all thanks to a new Moonstone Renewer Staff of Flowing Water item combo. For anyone still learning the new items, Moonstone Renewer heals a nearby teammate whenever you attack or use an ability. Staff of Flowing Water grants bonus movement speed and ability power to you and an ally whenever you heal or shield them. Combine them and your team feels indestructible.
The initial engage starts off towards the Gragas on the bot side of the map. Blue then collapses on the top side and you're in this little skirmish, but G2 immediately go for the disengage. And when SK want to try and commit, they actually just can't get any kills. Look at all this healing that's coming down onto Wonder.
In addition to Ivern, champs with healing or shields like Nidalee and Karma are also taking advantage of this combo, giving players yet another reason to buy Grievous Wounds. Remember kids, Executioner's Calling saves teamfights. That's been this week's episode of the Weekly Rich Review. Don't forget to follow LoL Esports on Twitter, and while you're there, let me know what champion you want to see pop back into pro play next. And if I'm especially impressed with your comment, I might give it a shout out next week. See ya!